I'm Rory Shepard with Action Coach of West Texas, and today I'm joined by Ashley Turnbow of Evolve. So, Ashley, love the story. I would love for you to share a little bit about the kind of that 10,000-foot view of you, your company, and kind of what's next for Evolve.
Yes, sir. So we are in Muleshoe, Texas, this big old small town in this huge state of Texas. But we are for this community. So everybody knows the difference in the why and the what. The what we do is embroidery, screen printing, and promotional products. We like to handle everything we can in-house. That way we have the ability to adjust time frames, correct anything mistaken. All of that control allows us to take care of our customers the best. The why we do it is to our vision is to expose kingdom for those people that are maybe feel a little covered. What is their purpose in life other than pay bills and go to the next day? So we enjoy having a team atmosphere. It's family style when it comes to meals or the way we interact, the way we love each other. Sounds oxymoron to the world nowadays, but it's something that we have seen evolve, no pun intended, into something that this community looks for and has conversations about behind our backs that we actually enjoy. So that's what we do. We started as a partnership and God rearranged and did some things, and we are still looking forward to what he's doing next. We're looking at expanding right now. We are in a 4,000 square foot building that is, I joke, the only way we can move up now is to have bunk bed desks because we have no more square footage on the ground. But that's the next step that we're actively pursuing right now, actually.
Fantastic. And I love that the community is talking about you behind your back and you don't mind it at all. That's fantastic. So on that, and y'all have been in business how long?
This is our 10th year.
So 2013 is when you were founded.
Yes, sir.
So over those 10 years, what do you attribute your growth to? So if you could say, this is the thing, what is that?
So the one thing that has handled all of our growth and our vision towards what might be coming next, even through the year of COVID, was actually the Lord. So we have committed this to be his, and there's no other way to explain the insight, the step left, stop this, branch into that, expand over here. We aren't smart enough to know those things and the turns in the market. So we have been obedient and done our best to just follow where that leads. We sure don't mind making decisions and then redirecting or correcting, owning up, and then going a different direction. Hey, that was fun for the season. It wasn't right.
Fantastic. So in that space of making decisions, or even knowing what to do. So what are some common misconceptions about running a business that you've encountered, and then how have you addressed them?
Yes. So my husband and I we run this together, and we both have business degrees from LCU. And not once did we have a single class that talked about managing people. So by far, people are the greatest blessing and the greatest challenge, just like kids. But we have discovered that when we put into practice some practical principles of just, we have a joke around here. It's not a joke, but when we interview anybody, the first thing we tell them is we don't do drama. So if there's ever any issues stirring, we sure don't mind bringing you in here and addressing it, not in a way of you have to leave, but hey, we love you enough to try to help you correct what you've been taught in the past from other employers is the average, and it's not here. But in the same way, we have a team now that we've never had before. We can step away and trust that everything's done and taken care of. So we're starting to see the fruit of those long-term, hard conversations paying off in people that care and understand what they're expected to do, but not robots.
And I would go back to what you said earlier, and it is family. And so
Yes.
when I approach it like family, I usually don't have hidden agendas. There's usually not another thing that I'm not sharing, right? You get all of me, which
Yes.
sometimes is a little bit dramatic, but can be good as well, right? Because I get the whole person and I get to see and interact with you. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's the same whether I see you in the grocery store or at the football game Friday night or on Tuesday afternoon in the shop.
yeah.
This is what it is.
Yeah. So you and your husband running this together. Um, it's a little bit harder for us sometimes to separate business from life. But how have you done that? How have you balanced your personal life with running a business, especially since you're doing that together?
So I would say honestly, we haven't been very good at it until the last maybe 18 months to 2 years. And we've just finally understood. And same thing there. It was easier to be more clear and more direct with an employee than it was each other of, hey, you're in my area. Hey, you told me to take care of that. Trust me. But we have learned communication there of, okay, at home, my husband is the lead and the authority of the home. And at the business, I am the leader of Evolve. So there's no trumping, there's no, hey, you didn't do this there, but now we're here and I'm still holding it against you. It's just really clear. We failed at that. I thought you were going to take care of this. Okay, sorry. Moving on. Um, do we have it figured out? Oh my gosh, no. We also have 4 daughters, and so we're getting busier and busier every year as they get older and more involved. Um, and so there's a lot of juggling. But
Mm.
I would say the cliche answer to all of that is just communicating in a way that you didn't realize you'd have to say that.
Yeah,
You thought that was common sense. You
right.
thought that that would be understood, but there's no such thing. It is over communicating is the risk that you need to take to have the reward you want.
That's
So,
yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, the questions that I feel uncomfortable asking are usually the best ones.
yes.
And the statements that I feel like I shouldn't have to make are the ones that are the most impactful. So
So true.
yeah, yeah, and it is a balance that you don't ever really get, right? Because
No.
I was great at it yesterday and I'm not good at it today, right? So it's ever evolving, not to,
Yeah.
no pun intended, but
I heard it put one time as it's like a cruise missile. Apparently, a cruise missile will redirect millions of times from the time it's launched to its target. And so every time that it starts, it's a bigger correction. And as we get closer and closer, they're just minute.
yeah,
That's life, that's business, that's leadership, that's marriage,
yeah.
it's parenting. I better get better as I go. So my redirects are very small.
I
That's
love
the goal.
that. So you talked a little bit about family and hiring people in Muleshoe, Texas, right? So what do you look for? What kind of qualities are you looking for in employees? And then how do you foster that positive and productive work environment?
Yes. So another kind of off the beaten path mentality that we've taken is instead of hiring, we look to select. We look for selection versus hiring. So some of our best employees were handpicked outside of an application process.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small town, so it's good and bad. But you go eat somewhere, or you're in interaction with someone at the bank, another place of business. There's this fine line of, hey, if you're ever interested, we'd love to have you join our team. We'd love to see what that process looks like. When we know we're in need of a position or upcoming, our first conversation is with our leadership group to say, do you know of anybody in town
Mm-hmm.
that fits what we're looking for? Um, do we go through the process still? Yes. Do we still throw it out there on Facebook that we're hiring? Yes. But we're trying our best to be really patient in weighing it out. We don't get many applicants. Surprise, big old Muleshoe. But our best success has been stealing from others.
I mean, commend you and then echo for other business leaders that recruiting and hiring shouldn't be an event. It should be a lifestyle, and that you should
Yeah.
always be recruiting. You should always be looking for those people that fit your characteristics and your value set, so that when
Yeah.
there is an opportunity, you can go to them as opposed to the other way around. So
Yeah. That's not taught like that either.
no,
It could be.
yeah, yeah. So the best recruiter that I ever met wasn't in recruiting. They were just a leader that spent years doing exactly what you said, interacting with people and then saying, they go in my Rolodex and there may be
Yes.
a time when I need them.
Yes.
So that's fantastic. So another thing that we don't get taught potentially in business school, right, beyond dealing with people, is truly the financials, right? So what advice would you have for people starting in business or even business owners that have been at it a while on dealing with or regarding just financials?
I believe the biggest gap that we experienced was just getting busy in the day to day and lacking the accountability to say, hey, we're blocking off time to analyze these numbers, to analyze our expenses, to come back and say, where do we need to adjust? Where are we doing great? It's that, hey, we started a business and we're paying bills, so keep going. But there's this lack of growth potential because we're not, in a sense, being stewards of what we have. So my biggest suggestion would be, from day one, you set up weekly, monthly time slots that are rocks in the calendar and don't get moved, to adjust and analyze what's been and where you're headed and how those collide.
Love that. So here we are, you're 10 years in, lots of growth over those 10 years. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? What's the future of Evolve?
Yes. So I'm not totally sure right now. I would say we're maybe the top 15 employers in town. And it's funny that you asked about financials earlier too, but we have actually been talking about the idea of how could we bring in a factor of employees into a success rate other than the bottom line of a P&L. And so that 5-year, 10-year view, we'd love to be one of the top 5 employers in Muleshoe, even in Bailey County, because that means that our impact is growing in the community towards families, towards that family aspect of even redefining the word love to people that have been broken in life, that have never understood what it's like to be okay being not okay, and then working through that in life to build citizens, kids, all of their generations after them that can be successful in the ways they need to be. So yes, a larger business, more revenue to handle those. But I think that I'd love to say for our whole leadership team to be twice the size, to employ 30 people at that point. So that would mean, yes, a couple more screen printing presses, a few more embroidery machines, but scaling it in a way that our growth is not overpowering our culture. Yep. And that it's all still maintainable.
Yeah, and we know that when businesses grow and employees grow, the impact in the community is phenomenal, right? And so that's a great aspirational goal for you. So
thank you.
Congratulations on that. So we're going to move into our simple insight section, which is just 3 questions, 30 seconds or less on the answer. So what are you reading right now, or what book or podcast would you recommend to business owners, business leaders?
So right now I am reading the book Undercover by John Bevere, and it's discussing authority and even the ways that we handle the ones that we don't agree with. And it has been very insightful, not just for being a leader here, but also in the other places that I'm serving.
Fantastic. What is your biggest learning since you began in business 10 years ago? Biggest single learning.
It's better to gain others' opinions. I don't have all the best answers myself. I can have an answer, but it's probably not the best. So learn to listen to the others.
Love that. Another book for another day. James Surowiecki, The Wisdom of Crowds, is all about that.
Okay.
So lots of times we have a direction and a path. We've got our mindset on the way things work. But has there been something that you've changed your mind on over the last 12 months?
Yes, kind of to tie to that last question. Trevor and I were the leadership team, and we thought we had it. We've actually invited another employee to join that leadership team for that reason. Accountability, pick up the weak areas that we have, and didn't see that coming a year ago. And now extremely thankful to have her on the team with us.
Fantastic. All right. So just to kind of wrap up. So how do we connect or contact you so that we can enjoy the products that Evolve creates?
Our website is the best. We've got a contact form. Facebook is the next greatest place to find all the info that's needed. But our website, we love to push that. It was well done, and we're proud of it.
And so that is evolve.com, correct?
EvolveUSA.com with that double E at the beginning.
Yeah,
yes,
double E at the beginning, USA.com. We'll make sure that we get that also in the stuff that we produce with this. So anything else that you would like to share about your business or the impact that you're making in the community?
And I don't think so. We want our words to be, our actions to be louder than our words. So
Fantastic.
I would hope other people would see it.
Yeah, thank you, Ashley. This has been fun. Ashley Turnbow, EvolveUSA.com.
Yes, sir.